When you imp birds, it's ideal to leave about an inch of the bird's feather shaft there so that the feather that you're going to put into that has enough purchase. In the birds that are smaller than raptors, like those crows, sometimes you can't get as much as you'd like, so we'll do it as we can. It's always best to use a nail trimmers versus scissors because this will clip the feather shaft clean, whereas the scissors will crush it and sometimes crack the feather shaft. So we're going to move back the coverts and look at where the feather meets the follicle, and then we're going to cut evenly as we can across these feathers, one feather at a time. I like to stay away from the lower barbs on the feathers so that we don't mess up the barbs and the barbules. You can just go in and clip each feather so that we have a nice shaft to work with. You see this one is cracked, so that's going to be kind of a challenge to work with because we're not going to have a real good feather, but we'll try to work with that shaft. This feather is broken already, so we'll clip that one. I think I'll leave these just because the secondary is really close to the body, can be hard to imp in. Okay, so now that you have your feathers trimmed, you're going to take your donor bird. I like to leave the birds whole, so the feathers on the wings, so that you know how the feathers are numbered, because they have to go in order, and they have to be the right side up, obviously, or you won't be able to fly well. It just frees the whole carcass. So we have a little bit of a problem with this wing right here. So you can see we're getting in some new blood feathers, so those aren't good for imping. So our alular feather is in blood, and our first primary is in blood, so we're not going to be able to use those feathers for that bird. And actually, this one looks like it's in blood too. Let's see if we can still use it. We can still use that one. So then keep those feathers in line so you don't mess up the order. Keep them right side up too, so you don't get confused about that. We have some more feathers that are in blood that we'll have to be aware of, and I'll just stop there. That guy. Okay. So then we go to this guy. What we have to do is match the feathers up. Remember, the first two were in blood on that guy, so this is the first feather on this bird, and here's the second feather. So we're going to skip those two, and we're going to start in this feather right there. Shaft. So you take your donor feather, and you need to find something that's going to fit in it, like a bamboo skewer from barbecue. Make sure that fits nice and snug in there. You don't want it too snug or you can break that shaft. Then you measure on your wing to see how much of this wood that you want. You go up and look to where the follicle's at. So you're only going to want about that much, and then see if it fits in. it doesn't fit in, so we have to whittle that end down. That fits a lot better. Okay. So that feather fits nice and snug in there. We're going to continue to do that down all the feathers.